Yo guys, and welcome back to my channel. And in this video we are going to practice about the if-else statements. But first let me just quickly cover this topic of conditional operators, which are question mark and colon. So here's how you write this. You write the condition, and after the question mark you write what to do when the condition is true, and after the colon you write what to do when the condition is false. So let me just show you this program. I have taken an input in x, and I have checked if x is greater than 0, print x. If not, print not x. So I have already run the program, so let me just show you. If I enter 2, it's going to print me x because 2 greater than 0 is true. So after the question marks gets executed, and if I input the value as -2, the false part will get executed. The false part is after the colon, so it prints me not x. So it is basically a one-liner if-else which you can use, but you can just use if-else statements instead of it, which I prefer. So let's get to the topic now, the practicing of if statements. So what we are going to do over here is we are going to make a program which takes the input from user about if he wants to calculate the area of a square or if he wants to calculate the area of a circle. So we're going to take that input from user, and then we are going to proceed our program as he wants it to. So let's get started. So I'm going to support decimals here because areas can be in decimals, or the size of the squares can be in points. It's like 2.2, or the radius of the circle can be 3.4, like that. So we're going to do that. So now we need variables: area, side for squares, and radius for circles. And I'm gonna take an input in char c, which will be basically taking the input from user for a character about what he wants to calculate. You'll see the program in the menu. And now I'm going to declare you a constant. A constant is a variable which cannot change in the program. There are two ways to do it. One is this: float equal to 3.14. I forgot the name. Pi. So, you know, the area of a square is pi r square. So, pi is a constant 3.14. So, we have declared a constant float type variable, pi, which equals to 3.14. And this 3.14 will never change. If I try to change it, it will throw me an error. And this is one way of declaring a constant. The other way is to declare it over here by using the hash define keyword. And then you can just say pi 3.14. So whenever I write pi in my program, it's gonna replace pi with 3.14. So this and this basically means the same thing, but these are the different ways of doing it. Let me just stick with that hash define thing. So now we are going to print to user that, hey, welcome user. One, enter S or capital S to calculate area of square, and then we are gonna print him the second point, enter C or capital C to calculate the area of a circle. And now we change our program according to that. Let me just format it properly, and we're good to go. So now what we do is we make the if-else statement for character C to check if it is C or S, or capital S or capital C. So first let me take the input from user in a character and give it to the character variable C. Let me just end that confusion. I'll take this character T so that you don't confuse between this C and this C. So now I'm going to make my if statement. If T is equal to say small c, and we want it to work if the user enters C or capital C, it doesn't matter. So we're going to check if it is C or if it is small c. T equal to capital C, small c or capital C. If So now when if it's C or capital C, you know that user wants to calculate the radius with the area of a circle. So we need the radius for that. So we ask the user in F, enter the radius of the circle. New value 9. We take the input, and the variable is float, so we use %f, and we take the input and radius variable. And instead of percent, there should be and over here. And then we can calculate the area of circle is equal to pi, which is going to be replaced by 3.14 radius multiplied by radius 2 times. So pi r square, pi radius square. So that's the thing, that's the area of the circle. And then we are going to print to user that area of circle with radius equal to %.2f, because I only want to see the 2 decimal numbers after the point, is %.2f. And now I want my first %2f to be replaced by radius, and the second to be replaced by area. That's this if. And now we are going to write an else if to check if the t is equal to s. That means if the user inputted small s, or the user inputted in t capital S. We're gonna print f to user to enter the size of one side of the square. You're gonna leave a line after this, and we're gonna print that, and then we are going to scanf the float variable which user will enter, and we're going to assign it to the side of the square. So now we need to calculate the area of the square is equal to side into side square. Then we can print to user that the area of the square with size of sides equal to %.2f is %.2f. That means a float number up to 2 decimal places. And I want my first %2f to be replaced by side, second to be replaced by area. Now, that's pretty much it. But what if the user enters something literally ridiculous, like he enters, say, L, and which we have nothing to do for. So we print to user that printf, hey user, it appears that you have entered invalid input. Please check the menu. Goodbye. Run the program again. That's what we're going to print to user. Because that shows him that he did something wrong, not us. So I'm going to leave a line after everything, which I haven't. And then we are good to execute this program. So now I'm going to save it. I'm going to execute it. Okay, I typoed scanf. And where did I typo? So it says C text snap somewhere. It's not showing me the line in this. Okay, here it is. 8th line, and here it is. So I'll change that scan F. Now it's good. I'm gonna save it, compile it, and I'm gonna execute it. So now you see, welcome user. enter S or capital S to calculate the area of square. So let's calculate the area of square. Enter the one side of square. We are going to say 2.2. The area of the square with size of sides 2.20 is equal to 4.84. Okay, now we're gonna run again. We're gonna do it with capital S this time. Still ran 2.2, 4.84. Now we are gonna calculate the area of squares of circles. So we type small c first, enter the radius of circle 3, and as you can see, it calculated. If you calculate this, you get the answer, because 3 3s are 9, 3 9s are 27, and this 0.14 will add 1 to it, so it becomes 28.26. So that's it. And then obviously, if we type capital C, it will run fine. We enter 3, it's again 2.86. So our program is working fine. Now what if the invalid input case, say I enter A. So we have nothing to do with A. The else get executed, which says, hey user, it appears that you have entered invalid input. Please check the menu. Goodbye. Run the program again. That's it. So the user will run the program again. Check the menu. Oh, okay, I have to type C or capital C, S or capital S. You will write capital S, S, small c, whatever he wants, and then he will write 19, whatever the size is, and you will get the answer. So that's pretty much it for the practicing of the if-else. That's how we use it. We take the input from user, we use to check it, and then we use to alter our program accordingly. Okay, and before I end, quickly one note that this equal to operator is a relational operator. There are relational operators like this, greater than equal to, greater than, less than equal to, not equal to. This checks if the number is, if the variable is not equal to something. This checks if the variable is equal to something. This checks if the variable is less than equal to. This checks if some values are greater than or less than, and like this. So these are the relational operators which we can use to form conditions. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, guys. Goodbye.